My journey started in 2021, November 17th. I was coming home from work when I got that fated call that I knew would come, but I always hoped I was wrong about. I answered the phone, and the voice on the other end said, Daddy just made transition. I almost froze. The thoughts that flooded my mind. My heart went into my feet. I couldn't think straight. I was trying to focus because I was driving, but I felt the weight of what was just said. My hero, the one who taught me how to live, the one who taught me morals, the one who taught me how to stand strong in faith, the one who taught me how to be who I was destined to be, how to be strong, how to be powerful, how to serve, how to love. Even though he wasn't very affectionate, he didn't have to be, because his love was shown through action. It was his protection. It was his wisdom. It was his guidance. It was him showing up. It was him just being who he was. And now he had transitioned. He had shedded his earthly avatar and moved into a spiritual dimension. Little did I know that his elevation would also be mine, because my life would transform in ways I had never imagined once he left this realm. He had been married to my mother for 50 years, and because I understood the pain of separation, I knew that she was hurt. I wanted to step up and help. I wanted to help her keep his legacy alive. And so I began to try to step in place where my father was. I knew I couldn't fill his shoes, but I could at least try to assist where I could. My father always taught me how to be a businesswoman. He taught me entrepreneurship, and so I had business acumen. And so I started helping with the business. I had my own homeschool academy. I was doing what I loved, helping children to learn, to grow, thrive, and evolve, teaching them about the purpose on the inside of them and how to bring it forth. I was in a space where I was happy because I was walking in my passion. I was engaged, and I was ready to step into marriage. I had 3 beautiful daughters that I birthed and 1 that I took in as my own. But things started to change swiftly after my father transitioned. The man that I was engaged to, who I gave so much for, who I lost myself for, who I sacrificed myself for, decided that he wanted to do something different. He decided to walk out of my life, and I chose to honor his decision. I chose, instead of chasing him, I started chasing God. I started chasing my dreams. I started following through on the things that I had been putting off for him, to help him push his mission. And I started using that energy to push the things that I had been putting off for myself, to bring them into fruition. That made him angry. It made him really angry, and he started plotting on bringing me down. In the meantime, my daughter had moved to Africa, and I was going to go visit her. So I applied for my passport, and I was excited because it was going to give me a chance to step back from everything for a moment, to connect with myself, connect with my higher power, my ancestors, and get grounded, and to move forward in my destiny. After I sent them my application, I received a letter in the mail. The passport agency said they regret to inform me that they could not issue my passport because my birth certificate that I sent in was altered. I was baffled. I was confused because I had gone to the state office to go get the birth certificate. As a matter of fact, it was my certificate of live birth. It wasn't a birth certificate. It was a certificate of live birth that had everything on it from the time I was born and everything else. I began to speak to my mother about the situation and ask her about it. She was real standoffish. She started disconnecting. She became very, very strange. I didn't understand it. I was confused. But then, upon careful examination, I saw exactly what was being said. The birth certificate didn't even have a registration number. A lot of the information on the birth certificate was not even factual. She was not indeed my mother. She was put on my birth certificate as my mother to cover up something else. So now, I've lost my father, I've lost my identity, I've lost my fiance, and then I lost my children. I found out that the people that raised me, the mother and the sisters that I grew up with, were plotting on my downfall. They had hired a hitman, and my fiance was in on it. Then they joined forces and got my landlord to lock me out of my house while I was out of town and evict me. So I lost my father, I lost my identity, I lost my children, I lost my fiance, and now I'm losing my house. I was devastated. And to add insult to injury, I started being gang stalked. This was something hard. It was a lot of losses coming left and right. Then I lost my baby, my passion, my business. That was my baby. That was what I loved to do. Because my fiance was angry. He decided he would destroy everything that I built. Him and the rest of my adversaries, they all were working together. But even through all of this, through the breaking, God was still present. God was making me. God was building me. And that which the enemy meant to take me out, God was using it to take me up. It was a hurtful place. But God made provision every day. I never had to stand on the street and panhandle. God would send people to me to give to me. People would put money in my hands. They would say, I don't know why I'm doing this, but my spirit told me to give you this. People would buy me gift cards so that I could buy food. That's just how good God is. God will take your pain and transform that pain into purpose. That is the birthing process. When you're uncomfortable, when you're moving in faith, sometimes in fear, but you know that the God that you serve is mighty. Every day I would rise and say, thank you for another day. Thank you for watching over me. Thank you for protecting me. Thank you for guiding me. Thank you for leading me. I would say, Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil, for thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. I would say, God is my shepherd, I shall not want. You make me to lie down in green pastures. You lead me beside the still waters. You restore my soul. You lead me in the paths of righteousness for your name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. It's not even real, it's just a shadow. I fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, it comforts me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies, and you anoint my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. My life is a God job. And the best thing that I can do is to trust you with my life. I learned that from Ayala Vanzant. My life is a God job. And God began to work in me. And God began to help me to heal the broken places in my life. All of the physical abuse that I went through growing up. All the mental abuse that I went through growing up. All the sexual abuse I went through growing up. God began to heal those places in my life. And I began to get closer to God and get in God's presence. And in God's presence, there's fullness and glory. In God's presence, there's provision and there's joy. So even in the pain, the many nights that I cried, I still woke up the next day ready to go, ready to show up for me, ready to show up because I know I have a work to do. And so do you. You're in this place that I'm talking about. But God is getting ready to take you into the delivery room. In the delivery room where you go into labor. And in labor, you're going to travail. It's that special place right before the breakthrough, right before the birth. It's that place where you feel the contractions. They get tight. They get tense. Things get rough. You want to quit. You want to throw in the towel, but you can't because the baby is crowning. It's right there. It's on the edge, and you got to push. You got to push. You got to push. Because what you're bringing forth is powerful. It's strong, and it's going to change lives. It's going to change the world. So you got to keep going. Type in the comments, I won't give up. I will keep going. God knows you and God sees you in your push. And God is helping you to bring that purpose to life. So when you get to that pushing point, keep going. Breathe through it. And bear down and push through because you're going through. You're not stuck. The baby is coming. That purpose is coming. It's coming out. And God is going to use that purpose to transform your life and the lives of those around you. So be encouraged and know that you are on your way to your destiny. Don't give up. Get in His presence. Go into worship. Praise Him. Thank Him. Stay grateful. And His presence will take you where you need to go. It will help you to bring that purpose that you're pregnant with into fruition. Congratulations on your new birth.